Rock and roll.
You guys ready? 7 o'clock? All right. Well, good evening. Good evening. Welcome to tonight's Board of Education meeting. Will you all please rise and join us with the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Well, good evening again, and thank you for coming. Tonight's meeting, we actually have two meetings. Our first meeting is the organizational meeting, but we've got some new stuff going on tonight. So, first of all, Dr. Ed Strike, our Chief Academic Officer, is sitting with our Associate Superintendents. Thank you for being here and welcome. And then we have to welcome the new superintendent, Dr. Jim Henson.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here. We know that great people of Independence miss you. We know that they are led by a great new superintendent. But we'd like to make you feel comfortable here in Kansas just for tonight. So.
Oh, that's perfect. That is absolutely perfect.
There we go.
We have to prop it with a coffee pot.
Just make this a little less.
Yeah, there we go.
There we go. Okay. So, you feel better?
I feel much more relaxed. Thank you very much.
More at home?
Absolutely.
More at home? Okay,
I
good.
do.
All right.
Thank you.
This was, we probably need to put, this was Sarah. Okay, and then we'll put, that was Sarah's. Okay, all right. So, you might learn a little something about our new superintendent. He
Just
loves
from
his
that.
family, he loves students, and he loves hunting. There you go. So, yeah, Terry, good luck with that office. All right. All right, I call it to order. And the organization of the Board of Education, the election of officers. Donna, help me out here. Do I just do the,
You asked for the
for nominations
nomination.
for the president? Okay. Are there any nominations for the office of president? Dr. Denny,
I nominate Zilla.
do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Mrs. Levens. There's been first and second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Carries 6-0. Good.
All right, we will move on to nominations for vice president for the coming school year.
I would like to nominate Ms. Sarah Goodburn as Vice President of the Board of Education for Shawnee Mission.
Is there a second?
Second?
Is there discussion? Sarah is not here, but she did consent to this. I will just tell you that we're not doing this because, she missed a meeting. But, so anyway, she did consent. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no.
No.
Okay.
Oh, no, I didn't mean no. Opposed. I didn't mean that. I said
You already voted aye,
Sorry.
so you can't vote no. Motion carries 6-0. I would entertain a motion for our treasurer, Bob
Would
DePiero.
nominate Bob DePiero.
Second. Thank you. All those in favor of Bob DePiero as our treasurer, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Thank you very much. 6-0. Our deputy treasurer, is there a nomination for deputy treasurer?
Nominate Russ Knapp.
Thank you, Mrs. Bisfield.
Second.
Thank you, Dr. Denny. Is there any discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries 6-0. Nominations for the clerk of the board. Mrs. Bisfield.
Terry Wintering.
Second. Thank you, Mrs. Neighbor. Is there any discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries 6-0. Okay, we'll move on for the adoption of the agenda for the organizational meeting.
I move adoption.
Thank you, Dr. Denny.
Second?
Thank you, Mrs. Mack. All those in favor for the adoption of the agenda, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. Thank you very much. Move on to approval of routine business by consent. Is there anything that any board member would like to omit from the consent agenda? Mrs. Neighbor.
I move approval of routine business by consent.
Thank you very much.
Second?
Thank you, Mrs. Mack. Is there any discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries 6-0. And with that, we have put a lot of things in place for the coming school year. It is all listed on the agenda there, but we will move ahead for recommended for action, letter F. This is F1 is a resolution to establish the Board of Education meeting dates for the 2013-14 school year.
So
Mrs.
moved.
Mack, thank you.
Second.
Thank you, Mrs. Levitz. Is there any discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries 6-0. Moving right along, ratification of policies.
Move approval.
Thank you, Mrs. Bisfield.
Second.
Thank you, Mrs. Neighbor. Is there any discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. 6-0. We're rolling. Board of Education Committee appointments. Let me move ahead to that. And I,
So moved.
okay, and those are listed, I believe, on the agenda?
No.
Or not? Let me tell you what they are then. The Board of Directors is Mrs. Cindy Neighbor. Nominating Committee for KASB is Dr. Craig Denny. Legislative Committee is Joan Levins. Government Relations Network is Patty Mack. And the Shawnee Mission Area Council PTA representative is Donna Bisfield. Now, I would entertain a motion.
So moved.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you, Dr. Denny and Mrs. Mack. All right, and with that, we are in place for our organizational meeting. Dr. Denny, I think you had something you wanted to.
You gotta vote. You didn't vote.
Oh, I'm sorry. Moving ahead too quickly here. Okay, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries 6-0. And now, Dr. Denny, I will give you the floor.
Thank you. Mrs. Bisfield, would you join me at the podium?
No.
Next question.
I'm gonna swap your wire with mine here.
I dug up a little information. In addition to the lives of our children in elementary school, junior high, probably middle school and high school, when Barb McConaughey decided she wouldn't run for another term in 1973, 1993?
Yeah,
40 years ago. I'm just checking now, see if you're awake yet. She filed for the Shawnee Mission School Board, and in a primary election with 3 other contenders, garnered something like 59% of the vote, which would turn out to be the lowest percentage she would ever garner. She moved on to the April 6th election in 1993, and with 70.2% was elected to represent the East area. In 1997, 2001, 2005, 2009, and now 2013, she's received more than 99% of the vote each time.
some interesting write-ins occasionally.
Occasionally, but not of substance. You are the 6th person to represent the East area since unification. You've served as president of this board 6 times. Our board tonight is a combined tenure of 68 years. No other board member in my research has ever served this district 20 years, let alone the time on advisory board and PTA and all the other things. And so it's my great pleasure on behalf of the board to give you a 20-year pin.
Just because I whined about it?
I think it's substantially significant, and I'm very glad to serve with
Thank
you.
you very much. I had a big hard not to say all of that because it makes it sound like I'm really old. which could be true. Thank you all very much. Goodness, total surprise.
One last note before we adjourn the organizational meeting. I would just like to note that there probably will be other committees that come about, including board members throughout the year. We're still kind of working on that whole idea, but stay tuned for that. And with that, we adjourn the organizational meeting, and we'll call the regular meeting to order. We've already done the Pledge of Allegiance, so we won't redo that. District highlights, I don't believe we have any for this evening. And open forum, I see no blue cards. Mrs. Wintering? Okay. We'll move on to the approval of the minutes of the regular meeting of June 24th.
So moved.
Thank you, Mrs. Neighbor.
Second.
Thank you, Mrs. Mack. Is there any discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries 6-0. Adoption of the agenda. Is there a motion for the adoption?
Move adoption.
Thank you, Dr. Denny.
Second.
Thank you, Mrs. Neighbor. Is there any discussion on that? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries 6-0. Approval of routine business by consent. Is there any item that a board member would like to omit from this agenda? Mrs. Neighbor.
I move approval of routine business by consent.
Thank you.
Second.
Go ahead.
Thank you, Mrs. Levens. Is there any discussion on that? Okay, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries 6-0, and again, we have completed quite a few things on that list there. Turn the page. There we go. Brings us up to the action items of administrative services. Dr. Hinson.
Jump down to that item.
I
Thank you for
know.
the very warm
Scroll
welcome.
down.
I appreciate that very much. It was a surprise. I thought generally superintendents and board operate with an understanding that we don't surprise each other. But Donna, we understand how that works tonight.
We could help them learn that.
Absolutely. So there's work to be accomplished, I can certainly tell. We have a couple of action items tonight. We have our lobbyist contract in front of you tonight. That contract is with Mr. Stuart Little. He's with us in the audience tonight. And my recommendation is that we approve that contract for this 13-14. Did I jump ahead of schedule?
You jumped
wanna
too
go
far
back
ahead.
up to
We're at
M?
letter M.
I'm already passed.
For
Okay.
the
We have a lot to
administrative
learn.
guidelines book.
I'm on M now. Okay.
Thank you.
Stuart will introduce you again a little later. Is that okay with you
To
tonight?
be continued.
The administrative services, the 2013-2014 administrative services and procedures. You have a copy of it in front of you. Dr. Chapman's been working on this very diligently. We appreciate her work. Dr. Chapman, any comments on this tonight? And then certainly we'll entertain questions.
I have no comments. I think you've all seen it, and I appreciate the feedback that you've provided on it. And looks like we have a good document for you to look for.
Very good. Well, we appreciate all your efforts on this one, too. I know there was a lot of rearranging of things to make better sense in that book, so thank you for all your efforts, Dr. Chapman. Do we need to move approval on that one?
Move approval.
Okay.
Second.
Thank you, Mrs. Neighbor. Thank you, Mrs. Mack. Any discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries 6-0. Now we move on to P action.
Are you
Dr.
sure you're
Hinson.
ready for that
We
item?
are
Okay,
ready.
just want to make sure. We have Mr. Stuart Little with us in the audience tonight, and he is our lobbyist, as you know, recommending his contract for services for 2013-2014. There is not an increase in cost for us for this next school year, and so that's my recommendation to you this evening.
I would move approval of the superintendent's recommendation.
Second.
Go ahead, Craig. Thank you, Mrs. Bisfield and Dr. Denny. Is there any discussion? Mrs. Neighbor.
Dr. Little, are you sure you don't need battle pay?
Hazardous duty.
Hazardous duty pay?
All those in favor, say
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries 6-0. Thank you. Then we'll move on to P2.
Thank you. We have also revised board policy KF. It's in relation to community use of school facilities. Very simple changes. Item G, changing smoking to tobacco. And then right below that, changing smoking to the use of tobacco, electronic cigarettes, or similar look-like devices. And that's the only change.
Is there any questions or comments by board members? Okay. Thank you, Dr. Denny.
Second.
Thank you, Mrs. Mack. Is there any discussion? This is the second reading of this, so hopefully all questions have been ironed out by this time. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries 6-0. Very good. We will move on to reports of the board, the district organizational chart. Dr. Hinson.
Just one item to report to you. We are not adding additional personnel. This is a change of title. So we will be deleting the position of Associate Superintendent for Educational Services, and then in its place, adding the position of Chief Academic Officer. That's the position that Dr. Strike holds. Again, we are not adding a position, simply changing a title.
Okay. I don't think any action needs to be taken on that, so thank you very much. With that, we move on to comments from board members. Any comments from board members tonight?
I have one.
Okay, Mrs. Mack. Oh, dear.
We do want to welcome you. And we've all had an opportunity actually to meet with you individually by now, I think. And I just wanted to let everyone know that there are going to be meetings in summer at each of the 5 high schools. They will be, I know that Mrs. Neal will have those out. I don't know if they're on the website quite yet because we just established the dates. But at each of the 5 high schools, there will be an opportunity to meet and greet. You can go to one, you can go to all of them, whatever your heart desires, but we appreciate you making yourself available then. And then the Watchtower.
17.
On July the 17th, Dr. Hinson, is June going to be there?
She will not be there on that date.
Okay. June is Mrs. Hinson. And he will be at the Watchtower at the downtown Overland Park Farmers Market. It is a Wednesday morning, so he will be available there also to meet other people. There are other opportunities, I'm sure, as our school year gets started in about 6 weeks or so.
That's right, very soon. And also, there is a rain date for that. That is noted on the website. That's the opening page on the website. Talks about the
Clock
Watchtower.
Tower.
Meet
Clock
and greet
tower.
there. So anyway, it would be the 24th if there's a rain date. But I'm sure it'll be 82 degrees, a soft wind, low humidity. It'll be a beautiful morning, we hope, on that Wednesday. Any other comments by board members? Mrs. Levins?
I would just like to thank Patty Mack for her service as president this year. It was great leadership. You guided us through identifying a search firm, the process of identifying a superintendent, helping and ease that transition to a new superintendent, and providing strong leadership and helping us all work together. It was just a great experience, a very positive experience, and thank you very much for your leadership. Much appreciated.
I would just echo that. It has been a fun year, a very eventful year with hiring a new superintendent, and I am totally amazed at your attention to detail during this whole thing, which has kind of been the glue that binds us all together here. So again, thank you very much. Any other comments? Mrs. Bisfield?
I would definitely echo what's been said about Patty's year of good service for all that we've done. And also say I think this is always an exciting meeting because it's sort of the feel of the start of school, which is what we're all here for. And we certainly have lots of new and exciting things ahead of us, and hopefully begin to see some differences in things that have always bothered us. We can always be hopeful. So
That's right.
on to the new.
That's right. Mrs. Neighbor?
I think we had a lot of challenges this last year, which the board took very, very seriously. And we always called ourselves a team of 8. That included the superintendent. So we had our own squad out there playing. But as we move forward, we again will have challenges, whether it be legislatively in funding or whether it just be working with our students to achieve the excellence in education that our community is looking for. So I know we as a board have on our plate getting our new superintendent out there every day, every minute to meet everybody. He's got his running shoes. He's bought several pair. And so it will be, I think, a lot of fun for the community to meet our new superintendent, but also look at some of the changes that may evolve, and a new set of eyes, and changes in doing things never hurts anyone. So we're not just status quo. So we are a great school district. We're going to be even better. So I think it'll be an exciting year.
Anyone else? Dr. Din.
To put your mind at ease, we really don't choose to surprise people unless they really deserve it. So that's my surprise for the year.
Well, I have one thing, and this was the last communication that we had from Dr. Johnson, who is officially retired and on his way now. But he left us with the 10 Commandments of Leadership, and we have a whole lot of leadership in this room, so I think this is a good thing that will apply to all of us here. They are, number 1, make what matters really matter. Hold yourself and others accountable for bringing your mission to life. Number 2, practice what you preach. Be a role model for honesty, integrity, and walking the talk. Communicate with care, number 3, and conviction. Communicate with care and conviction. We'll put that together. Share what you know. Be considerate and confident, and listen respectfully. Number 4, create the involvement you seek. Provide team members with meaningful opportunities to participate. Number 5, do right by those who do right. Acknowledge and thank team members who meet or exceed your expectations. Number 6, provide what they need to succeed. Make sure team members have the tools, training, and support necessary to do their best work. Number 7, confront challenges with courage. Face difficult situations directly. Make the tough calls. Do what you know needs to be done. Number 8, let differences become your direction. Appreciate the uniqueness of all your team members. Use it to move you beyond the status quo. Number 9, strive to serve others. Use your knowledge and skills for the betterment of all customers. 10, go forth and prosper. Prosper. Build a lasting legacy. Accept that your ultimate purpose is to help everyone become successful. So I think those are all great words to live by, and thank you, Dr. Johnson, and we wish you well. And Dr. Hinson, is there anything you'd like to say at the end? I just wanted to give you a moment of opportunity.
Thank you. I appreciate it very much. I've already had the opportunity to meet numerous employees. I've started the process of visiting with the community as well. It's always exciting to hear the really positive things about what's going on in a school district. But my experience thus far in these conversations, it's early in the conversation because I'm going to visit with individuals and groups through the month of September, and so I do have several pair of shoes in that regard. But there are so many great aspects to what's going on in the school district because individuals that I have met with really care about kids. We are a school district. We're designed to serve the needs of children. And my conversations with individuals have focused on kids and what we can do to meet their needs. And so it's really exciting for me to be here to understand that the focus of the school district employees, the community, is about kids, their future, and what we can do to really serve them. And I really appreciate that philosophy very, very much. There are a lot of great things going on here, and we'll continue that momentum.
Very
Thank
good.
you.
On that very high note, meeting is adjourned. Thank you so much for coming this evening.